Thank you all for joining the kickoff, or what we call the introduction to the AI-powered bidder. Again, it's something that we put together in a short time because we realized things are moving much faster than we anticipated, and there is not just an incremental shift, but a tectonic shift that goes in there. And as always, a presentation mode. I was planning to show a few things later on, so maybe after the presentation I'll show you. So this is who you are. Because when we did the presentation, which happened very quickly, we had over 900 people who attended the webinar in this just 2 weeks alone. And over the 900 people, 680 or something is in the waiting list to do the program. And out of which you are the one who took action, other than the 12 who will be listening later. You 12 will catch up soon. But this is where things are moving. So because of the quick movement, as we bucketed last time, if you listen to the previous webinar, yes, this is it. It's you 100%. Because yes, it's adventurous. Because do I know what's going to come up? No. But do I know what we are learning today is going to be the same? No, because it's much faster. Things are moving, but we are taking that first step in telling ourselves, okay, this journey is going to be adventurous for us, and we are going to move forward from this. So, and you're going to find more and more of your colleagues, more and more of the companies, and even more and more of the even industry might lag, because this industry tend to be, if you say content as a whole, you have a marketing team produce content and bid team also produce content, but you could see how fast the marketing teams tend to adapt or acknowledge or adopt new tools compared to us. It's always going to be very slow. But I think this one will change. And even if there's not change, I think they'll be forced to change. So again, this is who we are. Welcome officially to the program. So again, we have a loose content. We have tested the AI tools. We will talk about AI tools because our theme, as you know, is democratizing bidding knowledge, which means we won't be having any sponsored content, or we won't be having any big paid tools or anything that you need to subscribe to. Part of this, whatever you have, whatever low cost tools, what can we do to create maximum impact? That will be the underlying principles, and we'll be going from there. Even though we are going to look into some of these things, yes, how can you build some content, how can you build research, how can you build executive summary, and also some governance, the quickest elements out of this. This is what the original theme was, but it's not a theoretical course, because where it's come most is how in your live bids that you're working, or how in your past bids you can test this. Because I will be using a bid that got submitted in January, which we won. So which means that I won't change or mask any names because it's there. But but I can anonymize it, you can use it. And that's why this is a mentoring program other than just a training program, right? So one-to-one, if you prefer, I can sign an NDA, or we can sign an NDA. So we could see, hey, this is what we have got now. Volume of projects are increasing, and how can we use these tools, in a live bid or in the past bid, etc., which we can work. But there are two things that matters to me. Number one is, as everybody has told here, how can you use the tools to optimize your current bid and proposal development? That's one. Second one is, this is not an easy task. Deadline after deadline, month after month, we just do this. So which means, how can you also optimize, regardless whether your company adopts it, whether it's important for you to take something out of it, which means how can you cut down on some of the mundane tasks that you are using? Because sometimes if you're working from home, which we also touched in the previous webinars, you don't have anybody to delegate. But today, you just have to think, you just have to accept that you have an AI friend next to you. So you have a new team member. He's not paid, by the company, but he's paid by you. Or if the company adopts, because company, as you know, with IT and so many things, the adoption is going to happen soon. But this is where the market is moving very quick, which means the adoption is going to happen. But you don't want to wait until then. Two things. Number one is, how can you optimize the process that you are working on, that's going to help you to do more and free up more time that matters to you. Again, this is not a theoretical course. We are going to give some content, and we are going to look into the live examples. Then you're going to take it, and we'll also give you some templates. Then you're going to take it, test it in your own thing, come back and say, this worked, this didn't work, what can we do more? And that's so collectively, which means implementation will be part of the program, rather than you join the program And then 8 weeks later, you picked 1 or 2 things. So primarily, this is it. The 30 hours is more than 30 hours because we will also be recording 5 to 10-minute videos, some hacks and stuff, and we'll be uploading in the learning portal, which means the content will be more than 50, 60 hours on this. But a live program is 30 hours. Live program will be 30 hours. And again, if you decide to do this, if you are testing it out on something real, then we can work on personalized feedback, mentoring, reviewing, etc. That also happens part of this. Again, workbook will be sent to you, or it's already added in the learning portal, which I will touch and show you where it is. Workbook is like every content or every webinar, every session, you're going to note down what's it one thing, what's the 2 thing that I learned, and you're also going to note down. We'll also cover some of the cool AI tools without going into details, just for curiosity purposes. And as always, you'll be invited to a community, because since it's a small group, do we need to create a simple WhatsApp group, just 8 members, because the other 12 is corporate, so they want to keep it separate. So WhatsApp group, so that we can send some messages, reminders and what's been updated, etc. Or we also have what you call Circle community, which you'll have access to. Circle is our communication channel. It's similar to Slack, but we will also add content here for you to do this. Again, we can do both. You'll get invited to this over this weekend, and also if you are okay, we can have WhatsApp group as well. Anybody who doesn't like WhatsApp, anybody doesn't use WhatsApp, because it's just 8 of us, it might be much easy for us to do this, rather than, because this tool we can add all the contents and other things, but in a quick messages and other things we can use WhatsApp because it's a small group. No thanks for WhatsApp. Okay, we will use the main one. Right. So again, you're going to get the meeting notifications and any other things. You can use this to interact with people. Powered book will be sent to you. Again, I can attach it here, but I'll also show you where it is. But for now, I will attach it as we go. AI powered beta, course materials. This is the editable bootcamp materials. So pink. So I'll just send it to, let me send it to everyone. Please do download it and let me know when you have downloaded it, so we can look into that. So this is the bootcamp. So primarily, it just tells you format. But again, if I close the screen and open the new screen, let's see, it's going to take some time. But for now, you just open it and flip through quickly. So that's where we are. And let me know when you have downloaded it. Yeah, got it. So it's editable, which means I don't want you to scribble a lot. I want to just add 1 or 2 things, and it's deliberately done in a short way. So you could say, okay, this is what I picked in this bootcamp. So you have this PDF document once you complete the course. The next one is the learning portal. Everyone should have access to learning portal. If you don't, drop me a message and we will give you access to it. But either way, the webinar recordings will all be uploaded there, and also the resources and everything will also be uploaded here as well. And if you're already a part of the Scribble portal, then you can use the same user login to log in there. This is where we won't be adding all the content immediately. We will be adding it as we're going. That way you are not overwhelmed. So today you will be having this workbook. You'll also have what we call an activity inventory. Those are the 2 things that will be added, and gradually we'll be building more and more. Anybody who hasn't, thank you, Scott. There is a lot of resources within Scribble portal. Browse through that as well. And if you find, hey, I would like to have access to that, let me know, because you know what, we won't be covering the proposal. We will be having a quick 5-10 minute overview of this is proposal scheduling, this is capture, this is and this is executive summary, etc. But if you want to go deeper on that, there are 300+ hours of content inside. So you can, I don't mind if you want any webinars or any templates or anything, just let me know. I want that. No, you could have a go. So course officially begins from Monday, but this is a seeding one. We are going to start again. If you look at the planning again, we just want to touch everything. Not just focus on writing part. Okay, when we are doing capture or when we are doing pre-proposal understanding, what do we do? Again, because you all are from different countries, you all work in different types of proposals as well. This will mean different to you. But we'll start with the baseline of what we believe is capture, and then there'll be a capture template that will be sent out to but you can use it, or you can just use your own template to just see how you can use the AI tools to do that. That's what we'll be doing next week. Then we'll be gradually building up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll go. So either way, the plan is to touch as much components of the proposed development. That's why in the next cohorts and stuff, it won't be this comprehensive. We'll be carving it out, separate courses for, okay, capture development using AI, or, proposal planning using AI, etc. Because we can do that over 4 weeks, each of those over 4 weeks, if we do it one. But considering this is 1.5 hours or 3 hours, we can easily make this as individually as a 4-hour workshop and then launch it as separate programs. That's why you can use this comprehensively, and you can also use it to shape this. All these things are there. And again, if you want to add any more, test any of the other proposal part, please do let us know. Because if it's not on the schedule, we could have an additional class to just test it out, or we could at least make a recording out of it and add it so that it could be added. That this is your program. So there is no rigid things of, yes, we have an idea of a syllabus. Yes, we'll cover the content, but if there is anything more, please do ask. Please do say, hey, knowledge library, for example, yes, we have reusable content management in there, but what happens if there is no content management? Where do you start? It's even better, because OpenAI has access to billions of sources, but you can do it in your own way. We will come back to all these things. So we won't be answering this question because we moved on, because you are here, we finished all these debates. Now will AI replace bidders? People having all these questions, having some discussions and others. It won't, it will never. And there are enough things that happen that tells you, okay, creativity, strategic thinking, logics, etc. Human is human, right? So let's not get into the debate, and let's see how we can use it to use some of our tasks that we don't want to do. And there is also a big reason why we are going to use OpenAI and not go for any specific custom tools. Custom tools will be okay. End of the day, custom tools has 2 issues. Number one, they get funding, good, and then they plug into some of the sources. Yes, good, but and then it works bespoke for you, which is customized, nice. But the trouble is scalability and also additional costs that you need to go for. It's going to be very challenging, especially the technology adoption is going very, very fast within OpenAI, because 3.5 is what we talked about. Today we have 4, right? And I'll also touch 2 things. In 2.5 weeks, world is changed. Right? This is where your bespoke tools will be struggling to compete, as these guys are going full-fledged. In 3.4, 3.5, which will open up ChatGPT and we'll have a go. Yes, initially just a chat function, people were playing with it, but then people, utilized it. Like you have the big banks starting to use it. Bain Consulting is, they are using it all for all their critical infrastructure clients and stuff. And Microsoft invested. What that means is it's now coming to the common domain in a much more robust way. So in 4.0, which we'll touch later on when we have a tool demo, anybody has got, I'll come to it. I'm running before I walk. So you can see the adoption of 2.5 weeks ago, November 2022, ChatGPT was launched. Within 4 weeks, 100 million customers, right? And now it's more than 100 million. It's over 240 million or something like that. Like that's the speed of adoption. Then what happened? Yes, the September 2021 is the cutoff of the actual knowledge library within ChatGPT, but they have added more and more. Their plan is just to add again. When you look at the actual tool, you're going to find how they are bringing in different versions of the same, right? So in 4.0, very quickly, because we used it when it was 2.0. This was 2 years ago. Right, we used a 2.0 for our own data analysis stuff. Versal, which is our data analyst company. Right, so if you look here, it's already done today. If you are working in a company like where you are head of bids, like our Phil, and you want to say, hey, we have our own writing style. This is how the writing can. You can make it learn. you can make ChatGPT learn, and then it start to write in the language that you want to do. Imagine the marketing teams and others with brand consistency and others, it's there. Before it wasn't there, but today it's there. The second one is the visual inputs. Before it was just text, but today you could send an image. This is the image. Can you write what do you want to write? Imagine you receive a PDF document from your client, and then it has Excel content on it. So how annoying it is for you to actually convert that into Excel, then understand. You have time and time again, you find that in any of the clarification questions or others, right? Now you don't need to. You can simply feed this inside and it will automatically say, hey, this is it. Whatever the PDF, whatever the images, it will feed and it will comment. This is it even analyzes data from that. So so previously we need to convert the tools, we need to add it in the right tool, and we need to do what it takes. Formats will be different. It won't really convert properly. It's all dusted today. And the most important thing is from last time when I did the first webinar on the end of February, which is just 2 weeks ago, that's 4,000 word cutoff is now 8 times more. So it's 25,000 words now, which means you can feed in 25,000 words at the same time. Before, it was you need to do it in paragraphs and paragraphs, but now it's a lot more. And this is going to evolve very, very quickly. So our thing is, if how can we, why is it happening so fast? Like I suggest we'll open it and have a look, and you can see what it takes. This is the big news. It was announced yesterday. I don't know whether anybody read that, whether anybody saw that. Microsoft Copilot one. This is going to change everything. This is the reason why we are using OpenAI and Microsoft products, because we are going to use both. One of the questions we asked last time when we met was, we don't even use Microsoft 365 tools properly. What's the point using AI? And then I did tell you, like, it needs to go on hand, but now you will be using Microsoft 365 tools like Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote, you name it, Outlook, SharePoint, much more robust because of the power of AI. That's exactly what happened. Microsoft released Copilot yesterday. Copilot is going to convert Word into PowerPoint into spreadsheets, and you could simply add the spreadsheets and you can ask it to explain. This is the chart that I have from the board. Tell me what's wrong in this chart. Tell me what's right in this chart. You could add a PowerPoint slide and you could say, pick these messages and convert that as a register in Excel sheet. It happens in 1 or 2 minutes. I suggest you search Microsoft Copilot. It was announced yesterday, and it's powered by AI. Because last week, Microsoft released Microsoft Teams Premium, where that's where I touched, where it is, week 1, I said, okay, you can go to ChatGPT, record this meeting, put that in ChatGPT, then ask it to tell you actions in minutes, and it summarizes it for you. Guess what? Microsoft Teams Premium, you pay $7 more per month. It automatically records it, and if you kind of gives the right prompt, it does it. This was last week, and this week, yeah, 100%. Yeah, you have to play with it, Scott. Yes, it may not be important now at all, but you have to play with it. What I'm using it for will be different to what you are using for. Scott's asking that is it reasonable hack to remove non-specific words when submitting the ChatGPT? No, don't worry. I mean, like, you just add 25,000 words. Believe me, in the next, by the time we finish the boot camp, it might be even bigger. They might be even say, okay, submit a 90-page report, you add the entire tender document, it will strip out the key messages. It will go very fast. But for now, yes, I wouldn't worry about removing all these things. Just send it and then go for the information. So this is it. So this is the reason why we chose OpenAI Microsoft, and this is the reason why we are making our own tools templates around it, because people use it already. And why bother to go for new tools, right? So the tools that we are going to use for this bootcamp is just going to be this. Anybody who used the ChatGPT Plus already, or anyone who used the free version, or anyone who hasn't used ChatGPT at all. +1 if you're a Plus customer, +2 if you are a free customer, +3 if you haven't even heard about ChatGPT. I'd be surprised if it's 3. Anyone in 1? Anyone in 2? Anyone in Plus? Right. Okay, it's good. It's here is a hack. If you don't want to do the $20 a month, you can, because Microsoft again has already integrated ChatGPT 4, which got released yesterday, into its search, which you'll also have a look, which means you can go to Microsoft Bing in browser, and instead of search, go to chat, which is the next button. And in the chat, you could do whatever you want. You don't need to pay $20. It's already there open. Right. So I think that will save you $20. So I need to save even more money for you to justify the price that you have paid. But this is there. When we are looking into tools, it's important. Midjourney is an exciting tool. It might look complex, but it's an exciting tool. Again, it depends on your background. Most of us might be coming from a commercial pricing or a project management, bid management background or writing background than graphics background. But it's worth, today part of the exercise, I strongly suggest. Midjourney is free for a day, and then it will ask you to upgrade it to $8 a month or something. Again, it's unbelievable. It's so good. We'll also have a look. All we're going to use is Microsoft 365, and we're going to use ChatGPT. And if you're using free, we can use free version to do it. But the only problem with the free version, as you know, is every now and then they do block it. So you have this issue. So it's at capacity and others, but you just need to think, just assume yourself, okay, if I have $20 on this, will it going to save me from any mundane tasks? If it saves, because I do, when we were doing bids and stuff, there were plus wasn't even there, it was only free. So I need to wake up in the night to just do, you get 1 hour of GPU with initial version of Midjourney. Yes, totally. Yes, so Scott even tried it. Well done, Scott. So again, just play with that. So primarily free will work. They have improved the capacity. A lot of stuff is happening, but plus will be again. Vihar, in India, do you have plus? I know in the UK it's available. In the US it's available. Do you have that in India, Vihar?
No, Mike. No, Bhaskar. I've not checked it out.
Yeah, I think so. So whatever we are going to do now, you just need to be comfortable with ChatGPT, because it's fine. For now, we will look into the technicality, confidentiality, and and all the stuff from next week. But for now, I just want you to focus on just be comfortable with ChatGPT. And the word prompt is very important. So prompt is like instructing this. And the good news is, we will come up with this. We have created a prompt library, which we are updating gradually. And we'll also share that to you on the resource portal. But prompt is the prompt. You are just telling it, giving it an instruction, like you're giving a team member. And I just want you to play with it. This is Midjourney. So again, the homework, or the play with this, just to go and create your own avatar. So who is Phil? Who is Christina? Who is Jonathan? Who is Vihar? And now you're an AI powered bidder. How do you visualize yourself? What you are before and after. Before AI, you were X. After AI, you have got the superpower now. Again, it will improve a lot of stuff for you. But again, I just want you to visualize and create that avatar. Mainly 2 reasons. Number one is, you're going to get into a tool and you are going to find your own tool, right? Yes. So primarily, again, we will touch that. Phil's question is, with ChatGPT, do they retain details of the prompts we use? No, they don't. So the important thing is the chat. When you open it, the chat that you are giving, Phil, if you go and add the same prompt, say you're logging in, again, I would love to show that. So, say you're logging in and you're asking a question. And if you go to the next chat, if you open a new chat, that information is not stored. And that's how Amazon said, that's now Microsoft and OpenAI have built the confidentiality. So which means your chat is only visible to you, nobody else. Yes. So Midjourney prompt separate session. Yes, there will be a Midjourney separate session as well. So primarily, I think when it comes to prompt, is even it's the confidentiality. And this is where I know people have these views, but You can test it yourself. You go and share that information with a long thread, asking about everything. Okay, boot camp, this is the syllabus, this. And then I forgot and I opened the next chat and I do it. Nothing gets retained. Everything is gone. So that's the thing. So you don't need to worry about, the information retaining confidentiality and stuff, because that chat is only visible to you. And anybody else who are coming and using with your own login, etc., if they open a new chat, it's gone. Even with that current chat, if you leave it for a few hours and if you start again, it will forget. Because think it as a company that also runs data, it's very expensive. Imagine 240 million users using every day, pumping data after data. If they use it to remember everything, you can imagine the cost for them to just manage data, right? So for now, they don't, just the chat, just that individual chat alone, it remembers that too for a select time. But after that, it won't. That's why it's important for you to use a full thread and use that full thread for bidding. We will use that part of the program. So again, in Scribble, you are going to find a lot of templates, tools and templates. In good old days, 6 months ago, yes, you download a template and you just work through template. Today, the template is your AI, because it already has, it already learned a lot of stuff. And you can ask it, hey, I need to create, this is the tender, I need to create a value proposition statement out of it. It does it. It will be surprised, where is the template? It's all inbuilt. So again, the important point here is your AI is the new sci-fi. So what that means is, we have all these tools that's there. So we talked about speed, and this is a fact, right? In the old way, yes, bidding is an art and science. Yes, you have pricing, yes, you have legal, yes, you have persuasively, you are conveying a message, it's communication, it's compelling. That's bidding. But today, it also includes speed, right? Are you able to deliver the same thing in the quickest possible time? That's where you're going to come in. So in our case, as I mentioned in the very first webinar, it was a compelling event. We need to submit 3 tenders for our clients, and we didn't have much time. This helped us to do, but that will be the way forward. But again, what differentiates old way to new way is your ability to adopt new things. It's your ability to use the right prompts and stuff. Because you are here as leaders already in this, you'll be much more advanced. Because why? Others will be catching up. They might not even know what ChatGPT 3.5 is with 4. And now by the time they get 4, Microsoft will be integrating it to the new tools. But within the program, you already have a sound. Most importantly, you'll be much more adventurous to explore the tools. And that's it. Yes, as Scott says, imagine this as bidding is art, where speed increase. God, I didn't realize you're a mathematician. So prompts, don't worry. We have a separate session on prompts on the 29th of March. It's an open session, but you will be joining. It's an additional, it's an additional bonus session for you, because I thought let's have a separate. So while we look into all the proposal phases, we might be missing it. Why can't we have basic prompts in it? So I just want you to, see this. When you're working with prompts in ChatGPT, I know we won't be going into any specific details, but just this is it. Well, the way you master the prompts is this way. You just need to tell it. Remember, context first, content next. If there is one thing you need to write in your book is the message that I'll tell in the next slide. But for now, mastering the prompts is you need to give the context. Here we go. Act as a proposal writer. Act as a chief exec. Write an update, like a radio advertisement, TV advertisement, that is 30 seconds long, about our transport company called 4 Wheels, where we transport this. So you have your own company. You have your own consultancy. You might be working for a company that provides specific service. But you can't expect it to just suddenly give you all the answers, but you need to give it a contest. You are now acting as a proposal manager. OpenAI, and this is your capability, right? Your capability is you're adding your capability. We are company X, working with 100,000 vulnerable children, providing them safe facilities and things. This is all the good stuff that we are doing. So you just add the USP, and now go and explain that. Cialdini, right? Anybody don't know Cialdini? Dr. Chaldini, Professor Chaldini? No? Chaldini? No. Okay, so Chaldini wrote what they called the marketing Bible. So Robert Cialdini, if you look at persuasion, the art of persuasion, that's the Bible. Even in our proposal writing, we use the word persuasion, persuasive writing, right? He's the one who came out with that. So he came out with 7 principles of influence, as it always comes up in the, if you have taken a PMP exam, it always comes up in foundation, scarcity, authority and other things. So primarily, what you're telling here is, remember, ChatGPT also connects to all these philosophies and all that. You can test it out big time. So you could pick up a big marketing guru, Peter Drucker, and say, hey, I want you to write this to explain our own management philosophy in the lines of Peter Drucker or something. You are going to find the answer. I'm just giving you an example. If the way you are going to work with AI is going to be very different to the way you work with humans. But the important thing is, you don't need to train it, it's already trained, but you just need to ask it to remember the specific thing that you want to go for. So act as a proposal writer, write on radio. Why is it important to come out with a radio advertisement or a kind of one-page headline summary, etc., so that it knows clearly, oh, they are not asking me to come out with a paragraph. They are not asking me it should be very specific. And in the radio advertisement, I normally use like a radio advertisements, and I always use it like, it's something that you're going to do between a World Cup match or something. So it understands it needs to be punchy, it needs to be powerful, it needs to be compelling, etc. Then it comes with this, right? This is just an example, and I can copy paste this in ChatGPT to understand, but you can do the same, and we will test it out. Some of the other prompts, the slides will be added as part of the resources. Some of the other prompts that you're doing that is the same. Can you just need to, and I've seen people, I've seen people using please, especially in the UK. We say please and thank you all the time, and I do that all the time to ChatGPT as well. But it's nice, can you write X for the subject in location, outlining the benefits offered by the, because in the example that I'll be giving you, from starting from Monday, again, just take it as an example, but I would love to specifically use your own example in your own way. You don't need to share it with people, but it's okay, it's ours. So you'll be surprised. This is an immigration facility, and we need to have a prevention for immigration facility, so that the immigrants who have made the errors don't come back, etc. You'll be surprised. Before, we used to sit down and work with the subject matter experts in that field to gather information. And the question is, obviously, you need to tell it US specific, UK specific, women's only, grade 1 prison, grade 2 prison, etc. You'll be surprised the specific response that it tells you. But anyway, we will cover that again. Can you write me? Again, it's the same. You are writing an email response, or you are writing a powerful cover letter, which we also discussed. Can you write me cover letter with subject to target X audience? Can you write a super engaging video scripts on the topic? It's there. We will be creating, as I mentioned, a prompt library sheet, which you'll share. And again, if you found any prompts that worked for you, it also means you could update it on the same sheet as well, so that collectively we all can learn together. The more we learn, the more we share. It's there. So this is there for us on the 29th of March. Again, invite will be sent to you to add in that. This is not part of the course bootcamp. This is an extra course. And during the 8 weeks, if you add any other course, you will be involved on this as well, in addition to this. So primarily, prompt engineering is going to be the must-have skill. Again, in the previous webinar, I already told you how we are currently recruiting for a big consulting company, a big coordinator, but they were very specific, that they want to have prompt engineering skill set for them. So because we have a model called recruit and learn, when we recruit somebody, we also provide learning and mentoring for them. And now for the big consulting company, they don't want to even call as a bid coordinator, they want to call it as a proposal prompt engineer. So those things we covered in the previous webinar, but this is the thing for you. So the point here is this, we are going to work more and more on this, but when you're working with OpenAI tools, whether it's Midjourney or it's ChatGPT, you are going to do this. Why? This will be the way you're going to be interacting with your Microsoft 365 tools going forward. If you watch the Copilot, you are going to find within Word, you have to prompt Word now to act, because Word now is not an empty shell. Word now connects to this, and you can just add it. It's going to be rolled out. They are picked up 50 big businesses, which they're rolling out already, the enterprise customers, and gradually it will come to consumers like us or bigger companies if you're part of them. But we need to be getting used to this process of optimizing our content. But before we do that, context, act as why. This is the subject. Now you go back and create a content for me. So if this is word, the reason we are going to give a lot of principles like this during the program. And these are the principles. You are a modern bidder. These are the principles that you have to write it in your things, because you need to generate context assets. Context assets is act as a proposal manager with this theme, with this capability before creating content assets. Because it's these are the stuff that others don't do. AI is AI optimized process. We all have bid process. That was a very good guess. Well, very close. Artificial intelligence optimized process, which means optimize. So so primarily, we are getting in there, which we'll be looking into that. So everything, that's the reason we have optimized our bid journey, our bid development within our company. And anybody whom we are working with at the moment, we just tell them, hey, it's okay. How many of this can be AI optimized? Initially, they say 0. But then when we work, in our case, it's 40% of all the mundane tasks that we have optimized. But in your company, it could be process improvement or it could be personal improvement. Whatever way, it's going to come on with this. So the next exercise, which we'll be covering, will be this one. It's called the activity inventory. Activity inventory is a powerful tool because we used it for our leadership thing. Let me see where it is. Okay, I haven't even saved it. I'll send you after this. Okay, so it's my WhatsApp. So primarily activity inventories, you are going to use this, because at the end of the day, the adoption of AI is only going to come in because you are now giving 90 minutes of your life on this, which means you need to catch up on the other things which you originally planned for in this 90 minutes, right? Which means you are adding more, but you haven't given up anything. And that's the same thing for your company as well. The company might be excited. They might saying, oh, let's add more because now AI gives us the speed. But you just need to give up something to add more. So for you personally, this will be a template because, as I mentioned, 2 things are important. One is AI optimized for your bid work. Second one is you find your time for the things that you want to do more. And that's your fascinating task. We already did a survey last week, and then we found out that on average, a bid professional spend 12 to 15 hours a week just on meetings alone. And they also spend close to 10 to 12 hours on mundane tasks, right? So these meetings, you can cut down on meetings. When we look into the meeting templates, we can see how you can make the meeting effective. It is AI influenced, but these are some of the productivity hacks that we will be covering part of the course. So for you, step 1 is what the template tells you is you are going to add, would participant be okay with a very brief 2-minute break? Anybody want to take a break? Let me pause the. So I have emailed you, or I've just attached the activity inventory. Again, what the activity inventory is a leadership tool that we use because, as you know, we also conduct big leadership training. So primarily, we just ask our leaders to just say, here we go. List all the tasks that you do. Look in your diary and list all the tasks that you do. Which you want to do, which you don't want to do, but don't worry about it for now. Just list all the tasks that you do. And once you do those tasks, now you bucket the task into A, B, C. What does A? These are the tasks I hate, I really hate it, but there is no other way. I still need to do it. And only you know that. These are the tasks it's okay for me to do now. But if I continue to do that, that will fall under irritating category. But it's okay for me to do now. And these are the fascinating tasks. I would love to sit in subject matter meetings. I would love to sit in client meetings. I would love to present it. I would love to manage teams. I would love to, sit down in pricing sessions. I would love to learn how the legal stuff. You don't know. Whatever fascinates you is whatever fascinates you, right? Do that. Next is, out of all these things, just understand what are the strategic or creative or something that you genuinely believe that, that's what I want to do. Because if you circle them, say the template will have like 40 odd activities, go back and find all the fascinating stuff and all the strategic creativity stuff. That's what humans needs to do. Before, when AI wasn't there 3 months ago, we used to say, okay, fine, you need to let go of the irritating task and you need to find somebody to delegate that, because your irritating task might be fascinating to others. You never know, might be okay for others. So before, that's what we do. So either you stop doing it or you delegate it. But today you can delegate it to AI. This is what we covered. But again, the template is a reflection template. So I just want you to write it, because part of the program, you might not be improving your bid process, which is perfectly fine. But if you're able to let go of some of the stuff that's been giving you a lot of headache, a lot of stress, and now AI is in taking over, that's personally for me, it's a big success, right? So that's what you delegate, especially the mundane task, repeatable task, so many things. And that differs from people to people, right? So, primarily that's it. So again, we spend like 10 to 12 hours on mundane task, which is responding to emails, attending meetings, etc. How can we do those things? Again, that's where even writing emails, any email that comes to me, I have put forward in ChatGPT, always the default is friendly, always write the email in a friendly way, which means any email that comes to me, I automatically, my PA or someone, they automatically adds it in the thing, and then they send it to me. So I only need to make quick comments rather than to type in. This is, considering we all receive hundreds of emails, you can decide how you're going to play with it, right? So activity inventory is super, super important, and that we'll be covering it. From next week, we'll be looking into this pre-bid, during bid, and post-bid, etc. And as you know, this is the AI optimized. So within, ideally, this is what the company, the 12 people company will be doing, because they want to do it much more of a company-wide initiative rather than individual initiative. Whereas here, we all are looking to improve ourselves and also the bids that we work on. So primarily, the end product could very well be an AI optimized bid development journey or an AI optimized bid work for your own style and patterns, etc. Right? So for us, to the overall program is to take you away from this to that. That's it. So 3 things before we open up, and I'll show you some live demo and ask questions, answer questions, etc. Number 1, it's a mindset shift, especially we're working alone. You have an AI friend, again, if you are going for free tool, it's great, but just if you always want to have someone back, $20 is not big one, but you can just, I suggest, see how it works and then go for it. And please don't fall on the trap of confidentiality, security, and other things, because it's already there. With Microsoft, which is which with all the 365 tools has been integrated with ChatGPT. Bing is integrated with ChatGPT. Please don't think that okay, my message that's been read is read by my competent others. No, because think from their perspective. If 240 million users or even more users are adding all the inputs, if they store all the data, crunch all the data, it's not going to keep them along. Yes, it remembers as it stays only 25,000 words, that too on that snapshot. And on that period, you just do what it takes, that's it. So next one is circle community. The invite will be out. Conduct your activity inventory. And most importantly, use this AI optimized. The 5-step process is there, but at the moment, I just want you to play with the prompts, act like this, act like that, and start to go with that. And next week, we will be focusing on the pre-bid and the other things. But what I'll do now is if you have any questions, ask me the question. But what I thought I'll do is just to show you the portal and related bits. So let me go. So any questions so far? Yeah. Next week onwards, we will talk the concept quickly. This is capture, this is this, and then we'll gradually move from there. So what you're going to get here is the learning portal. Again, if you log in, just send a message, everybody. Again, John, in your case, I think Alessia's email ID is registered, so she will have access to the portal. So primarily, this is once you log into the Scribble portal, you are going to find a dashboard like this, and it tells you what's the next webinar that's coming up. In your case, you will have access to it in the early Monday, something like that. So, and you will find your courses, my courses, your AI powered bidder it should be there. If it's not locked, then you let us know it should be there. And if you click, then it takes you to the actual program. So this is where today's recording will be pumped, and you can find the bidder workbook here, and you can also find the activity inventory. I just click the bidder workbook, and it tells me what workbook is. This is your workbook, and primarily attend the sessions or watch the recording, and then note down your notes and any important messages that suddenly, because you see, while I am talking to, suddenly you might get a different spark that's totally unrelated to what I'm talking about. That's the thing. So today it's kickoff and introduction, add your notes. Big ahas is like, oh my God, I am going to do this. When Bhaskar talked about activity inventory, it reminded me I need to send an email to that person. It's totally normal. Write it there. And session by session, we are going to do that. So this is editable. And I just want you to go and use that. And then activity inventory is the next tool that will be attached. As we progress in the workshop, you're going to find more and more of this opened up resources. But for now, we are only adding what's relevant to this. So the activity inventory tool, come on, where is it? Let's right. This is the activity inventory, 40-odd tasks, just to write one by one by one. Then again, print it, and then use ABC. Go and say, A are the task is irritating for me. B is okay for now. C, fascinating. And then see how much of this, how much time do you spend on these things, and try to let go. Try to let go of those things. So this is your activity inventory. So this is step one. This is your learning portal. But obviously, we also have our own community here where we actually post, do the interactions and stuff. But obviously, our community platform is not as user-friendly or as smart or as glossy as what's available in the market. So what we have done is, we are using something called circle.so. Circle.so is more, that's where we will be adding a little bit more content so that you could have the information there. Let me see if I could find circle as well. So where is circle? So this is circle. So this is not circle. Yeah, this one. So this is our circle platform. Again, you will be invited to do this over the weekend. Again, this originally was there for our other company, the research company, but we just opened up for our Scribble community. We've been there for 2 years. So it's so when you come in, you will have your own AI powered beta bootcamp, and you're going to find it. So if you want to have interaction, within the team, or if you want to send any message, any comment, or add anything, this is where you could add it. So the learning portal will have the content, but here it's predominantly for communication purposes. And if there is anything else that we're adding, any events or any other stuff, will always be there. So gradually what that means is we want to cut the email flow, and we just want to bring things here, and then we just go. This is the second one that I thought I'll share. But ideally, the most popular one for us is the marketer camp, and this is what we use for the market. We use Slack for that, but obviously that has a lot more people on that. So I hope you're going to do some interactions around it. So quickly, the link for GPT-4, I just thought I'll share because it's, I think, understand how quick the world moves so that you know what we are talking about. So again, if you look, the three texts, there were many tools that were complaining, okay, ChatGPT and others can't use long form context as anything about 2000 words, etc. So immediately they stepped in, and within like a month or so, you have this new one. So primarily, you can clearly see here, explain the plot of Cinderella in a sentence where each word has to begin with the next letter in the alphabet. So it's very, very clever now. So you can see here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, right? And when we do that in the previous one, it does answers, but now it's slightly more. And we would touch the versions of GPT as we go. Then the next one is Andrew's free X to Y. This is the email input, right? Jonah's free from there. What are some of the options for start times for 30-minute meeting for Jonah, and ding, ding, ding. So it automatically does it before we sit down and work out for our big kickoff meetings and others, who's available when. Now today, it can help you to crunch and tell you exactly what's the right form going forward. So it's there. And the more part is, before you could be, people were using some harassing comments and stuff, and they were making fun about it, but now it's less likely to respond to what they call a disallowed content and other things. It's just there. But getting back to the actual tool, I assume you can see my screen. Getting back to the tool, when you log into ChatGPT, you're going to find the options here, right? So the default free option will be this 3.5. 3.5 is very, very fast, but the reasoning, which means the ability to think, will be average, or good enough. Whereas conciseness or ability to have ethics and other things is very low. Again, that's going to be hard, right? So that's it. Legacy is the old form, which was very low. Then they improved to default, as you can see here. But the most exciting part is this one, GPT-4. The focus was much more on the reasoning side, but less on the speed. It's a bit slow and slightly more concise. So if you now go and add, this, where is our prompt? If I go and add this input in Chat GPT, you are going to find interesting answers. So now I'm going to use the default version, and I'm adding this. Act as a proposal writer. It's very, very quick. It just adds it, right? So, attention listeners, are you tired of contributing introducing 4 wheels? So don't hesitate, make the choice. Done. Professor Cialdini, it just picks up. Then if you want to check, I don't know Cialdini, who is, what are the principles? So this one is very, very fast, but it doesn't think as much as we want it to think. See, book, influence, persuasion, and it tells you all these principles. So now you are actually telling it, okay, I want to make a persuasive writing, but instead of telling persuasive writing, you are asking it to say, include all these principles of persuasion in your response. So if you go here, you are going to find few elements of it, but wait, it gets better. You are also joining the ranks, socially responsible. Don't hesitate, make the smart choice, choose, etc. But if I go and add the same response, attention listeners, are you tired, etc., in GPT-4, you are going to find a slightly different response. But for the purposes of exercise, we will try to experiment both. For the purpose of this tool, we can see. Did you see the response? It's low, but the reasoning is much more perfect. It sets the scene and it answers. So if we are able to win a bid with GPT 3.5 just by learning how to prompt it and making it learn, which means it's slightly harder. Hard in the way, like you need to prompt it 3-4 times to get the answer that you want, but never, as I told you, never use a response within 4 times. You should at least train it 5 times before you use it. So again, because the radio advertisement, it just takes the radio for take granted and it is. So as we go through the program, these things will continue to happen. Again, now I have done this. right? Let me open a new chat, and this is the thing, questions about confidentialities, right? I haven't done anything. What do you know about the company 4 Wheels? Did you see? It won't remember because it's a different chat. So and it only, and so if it's not even remembering within your login, how is it going to be accessible for others? Right? Will there be a situation the ChatGPT will make proposals similar to that the competitor with the same? 100% we are. It's going to be, so this is where there will be a big difference. You know, if you take it for face value, so I am the proposal manager of 4 Wheels, and I have asked this question, act as a proposal writer, and this is, and if I copy paste this one, and if I'm working, and this one add as my first response, that's it. It's only going to add more. But the problem is the chances of no, at this stage, you know, it's from what they have given explicitly part of the confidentiality and other things in there, Phil. I think they have said it's, you know, it's free from all those stuff, copyright and other things, because the input that you are adding will only be available to you only. It's their part of the OpenAI. But what happens is, where, you know, you could now, this is a basic version, right? But what we have is an API. Within our API, we add our training library and we add the information to them. There, part of the API, you could take a tick and say, hey, it is like accepting the terms and conditions. You can say, okay, would you like your data to be included part of the wider ChatGPT? You know, the default is always no, which means your data stays with you. But if the information you're happy to share with others, then it goes to the others. But again, you know, the question is, I am not Microsoft, I am not OpenAI, but do the developers at the back end record copies of prompts to improve future response? Prompts, I am 100% sure, because it's and as I shared with you here, they even encourage you to do prompts. You know, there are a few links, you know, see research, overview, and you could actually go back and actually find what are the different prompts that actually works well for these guys. You can clearly see what are the different things, introducing whisper, and somewhere over here I will find a link, then I will send it to you as well, because it's yes, totally, because it's the prompts, there are certain formats, and just to be on that, I will share with you the prompts that we have. This is some of the examples. So text to comment, translate text into things, unstructured data, translate, just play with it. There are some natural language to API, all those things. Yes. So if the prompts, they will continue to work on the prompts, and they will do. Again, this is one of the template that we'll be looking at for the ideal client profile list of prompts. We are building the prompts as we go. So I want to target industry professionals. This is for the sales people. I want our industry professionals to provide X service. They are typically with this title. They make this, generate a customer profile for this, right? So our biggest thing, Vihar's question was, if we just take the first value for granted, people won't use the context, right? That's what we are learning to do here. But the more we do the theme that we are talking about, imagine on this perspective, imagine you are a proposal writer working on this is the context, etc. It's impossible for them to copy the same thing we have. But if you just go and say, write a response for this question, it's going to come out with a basic response. And if you take that as a face value and then add it, copy paste it, then you're doomed. Then the answer is going to be more or less the same. But again, there are tools that will say AI inputs versus human inputs. They may be alive for the next 3 to 6 months, but then it will be totally irrelevant. You know, what's the need? End of the day, The customer is happy with the content. The customer believes you could deliver the work, but the content is done persuasively written by an AI. What's the problem with it, right? So, or it's not written by humans, so I won't trust it, right? But it was still prompted by human. So that debate will always continue. But at the end of the day, here it's here and it's increasing as we are speaking. And what can we do? So you have all these things. Then the next one I thought I'll show you is the Mid-Journey. We did cover that in the after the webinar too. So Mid-Journey, again, Mid-Journey is part of Discord. So if you go to Mid-Journey, search Mid-Journey, will start from the beginning. So Mid-Journey is an independent research lab. Not that one. Where is Mid-Journey? Let's click Mid-Journey. Right. So Mid-Journey might look complex because I've already logged into Mid-Journey. But if you look, this is the fun part. So I went and asked Mid-Journey a few questions, but it just it's this is how the learning is. The very first thing I put it is, okay, make me an avatar, an AI powered professional male. It just made these images. It totally discarded that my background is Indian. Yes, this is quite I won't say tricky, but it takes a little bit time. So what you do here is Discord. So you log into Mid-Journey, then you have a look at what you can do. But again, if I can crack it, you can crack it. But spend like an hour or so, and to just see what it is. This is absolutely brilliant. What we use it again and again for is before and after. Before and after, because we create the story. For example, we do a lot of work in facilities management, facility management. So what we have to tell them is, okay, the place, how is the workplace better before X company comes? So how is the workplace before this company comes and after this company comes? You show that visually in that. It's absolutely brilliant. But the challenge is, you just need to make it learn. So there is something called Mid-Journey bot. So once you log in and there's a Mid-Journey bot, and the Mid-Journey bot, you click it, it tells you what you need to do. Use #imagine to generate an image in under 60 seconds or more based on text prompt. If you don't know what you're doing, so you can just play with it. The entire images, as I mentioned, is all created by this. But I went and put this image, create an avatar. As an AI-powered beta user, I represent modern proactive professional who leverage AI. Bingo. It just came with these messages. Nothing to do with how I look. And if you know how I look, I wish I have this white, this strong, but this is it. Then I went and put, you know what, create an avatar. It should be Asian, brown, 42-year-old, sporty look. It created all Chinese men in 42. And I wish, and all these, because it's Asian male. Then I went and said, okay, it should be Indian. It went even worse. So then I gave up. So yes, it takes it, but you are spending 60 seconds with it. And I gave, see how deep. I just said the character attributes needs to be proactive. He takes the initiatives. He should resilience. He's empathetic. So, you can create not just one image, but we also use it to create flow charts and stuff. But yes, so you can create your own server. And this is where, again, once you log in, Phil, it will ask you where do you want to create it. There are general channels where you could create it, or you upgrade it for $8 a month. It will allow you to have its own server. So this is Mid-Journey. So the channels are all here, but you can just go and create your own thing. But again, if you're using it for a day or two, as Scott has suggested, then you can still create your own server within that one day. But anything more after that one day, it just goes in. Yes, that's exactly. I think if you look at the Scott's version, that's it. Because unlike text messages, this is images. And the thing that I showed you on the slide, 1.7 million users, is now more than 2 million users. 2 million users trying to use graphical content for free for them. It takes a lot of time for them. Again, this is, if you have a graphics person in the team, it's totally $8 a month. Imagine if you're writing a cover page with a nicely done image of your customer, or the before and after of this is the impact that we are creating on a human level. That's, I always say, every brand should have a personality, every company should have a personality, and that should come in. And Midjourney is now helps us to do that even better, because again, the slides and stuff that we create still do that, but Midjourney, we will spend some time on it on a specific workshop. But just log in and try to create an avatar. Just see what you can do. Just come out with your own words and see what you can do on that. So that's the kind of high level tools. We are predominantly going to use ChatGPT, and then we are going to use OpenAI tools like Midjourney and stuff. So yeah, without having your own server, any image prompt we type into Midjourney Discord will be public. Yeah. So again, there are different channels here. You can create a channel, Phil, and then you could add it, and you could restrict who can be part of the channel as well. They might need to get your approval or something. There are lots of ways that you could say, okay, this is general channel, right? You could go and create your own channel, for your own company, and then you could just go and do that. But again, it's at the moment, we are not looking to customize it to suit your needs. We are just keeping it generic. But with the options, yes, totally, you could customize it to suit your needs if you're working on that one. Okay, to be in any way secure, we need to create our own server. Oh, totally, yeah, 100%. 100%. Again, that's what I mean. For $20 a month, for $8 a month, if you convert it into pounds, you are looking at like 20 pounds, 22 pounds a month. That's it. Play with it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But all I'm saying that is confident. Let's not get stuck with the confidential and other things. So simply, you can add you could, in the coming days, Word will be much more smarter, where you could say, okay, this is the content, make it general, and you could go from there. Notice basket fast. Scott, you are an expert. So yeah, Scott found out that I have a fast GPU. So it's yeah. So until you play with it, you would not know. And I strongly suggest you just go and spend time in all these things. So just to wrap up, before we have any questions, so the slides and other resources will be uploaded tonight in the learning portal, recordings and stuff. Watch, listen, activity inventory is there for you, and we'll start from the technicality of pre-proposal development. We'll start with the basics, and we'll just see, okay, how much does you can test out to know your own competitors, but I'll come with generic prompts specific for the bid to just understand how we are going to do that. And then you could see how you can test it. Obviously, this is baseline. The content is September 2021, and not necessarily to have all the sources, but you could always ask for what's the source and stuff. Again, it's important. We use it for baseline, but not to have it as a main one. Okay, I know nothing about this. Who are the main competitors? What is their value proposition? What are the projects that they have won in this sector, etc.? It will just build it up. And we have tested it, considering in the RAIN, we have a market research company on FM. We have tested it, and we found, okay, 60% of the work, we could still use AI on this, but then we need to confirm the sources and other things like that. So we'll start with that pre-proposal development, and we'll gradually do, we're going to learn the prompts, like how we learned it, then we're going to test it in this, how it comes. Considering we are a small community, we are going to test what you have to do as well, and we'll go from there. But otherwise, if there is any other questions, let me know. Welcome to the AI Bidder program again. And yeah, we will continue from Monday. Invites, learning materials, and other things will be gradually sent out to you in the coming days. Anything else that you would like to know? You have 7 minutes. Because your industry is your industry. You are unique. So I can never be you. and your sector is going to be unique to you. And that's what's the difference, how this is going to come. So the generic prompts are generic prompts. So I'll leave you in peace. Thank you for all the things. Phil, Christina, Vihar, Scott, and Shitansh, when you join, well done. Angie, recording is there for you. And to the 12 people, I'll see you one day. So thank you. Thank you.
you.
Thank you all. And I'll see you.